Hello traders, welcome to our chart analysis. We want to have a breakdown of what we could expect in this new month. Note that this analysis is not just for the week that we are currently in or that we are currently getting into. This is my view in the month of March. Things might change and I can still come on the chart to come and tell you how I will be positioning myself on trade if anything changes from what I'm about to share with you guys right now. So without no much further ado, let's dive right into the video. So you are welcome back once again. If you are new here, you want to make sure to follow this page. On this page, what you get is simple price action that I use to speculate the market. You can see what I have, just basic lines, and it gives my chart some clarity. This is GBP USD. I'll be running you through a lot of currency pairs. You see everything that I have here, I'm going to share with you all. So I would not want to spend much time on one particular explaining too much. You understand, believing that those who want to take advantage of this already know how to trade. This is strictly not for beginner trader unless you already know how to trade. So I'll be starting off with GBP USD. Usually I start my analysis from the 3-month chart to see the overall perception of the market. And right from my 3-month chart, I can see that the market overall is in a downtrend. However, price has been ranging all this while. If you check my previous chart analysis that I dropped, I explained GBP USD as well. So we've come to this point. This was price, get rejected from here. We pull up, looking like we are going to this major resistance level, but at this point we can see that price is currently struggling. So the 3-month chart here is giving us some kind of dragonfly. So if I go down to the monthly chart, you can see how the monthly candlestick ended. The monthly candlestick ended as a strong bearish candlestick. Before we have this bearish candlestick, we can see this rejection candlestick at the top. This is what you usually call a stop loss on liquidity sweep, stop grab, whatsoever name you may want to call it. So this is telling you that buyers try to push up, but they get rejected by the sellers, and we can see that ever since that we have that reaction, sellers are started getting momentum in the market. So now I'm looking for for sell opportunity on GBP USD, because another thing you need to pay attention to is this impulse movement. Previously, right from this support, you can see our price move strongly to the upside. We came back here, we still move very strongly to the upside. Now price has come here. Now we could not have that strength, which is telling us that buyers are already getting exhausted in this market. So we may want to see maybe short time exhaustion from them. Sellers might just dominate for a little while. So if sellers are going to dominate, I'm expecting this market to drop down to this support level. And on this monthly chart, I'm already seeing a possible double top pattern. Which may lead this market to reverse to the downside. So now I will narrow things down to the weekly chart to look out for chart patterns, to watch out for the market movement if now we are actually trending to the downside. So if we look at this part, you can see that price come down here, we push up, push down, push up, push down. Structure here is still showing bullish. In fact, we can still have a trend line at this point, but currently this trend line is looking like it's already broken. But let's leave it here, and we are going to see how price is reacting towards that on the lower time frame. So now let's move down to day chart. So on day chart, we can see here that price has already break through it, but not fully yet. So price is coming down a low, a lower high, a lower low. This price is rejecting from this point. So how I'm actually viewing this is that I'm paying attention to structure based on the possible double top I have seen on that monthly chart. So this was a higher low that I'm expecting price to have created higher high, but we failed here now. Now note that this is happening on the day chart. So we came down to create a lower low. I expect this point to be a lower high, and I'm expecting a continuation lower low. At least if price is going to reject back, that is why you can see there's a line here. That means I've set an alert here. I'm already short on this trade. So my trade is currently running. So it's actually a swing trade. If price is able to break below this point that I have at this point, I'm expecting GBP/USD to fall up to this point. So a ratio 5 that I'm expecting on this. Let's look at the 4-hour to see how I get my entry on this trade. So this is basically how I get my entry. Let me remove this trend line for us to get clarity. So inside of this bigger channel, I spot a bearish trend. After we break, my entry was on the 1-hour chart. There was a candle, this was a candlestick that break through it. I entered based on this candlestick, and my stop loss is above. Price dropped down, we started ranging, so we are still around my entry point. So this is my first level target. If price get there, I'm going to move my stop loss to break even or trail little bit of my profit. And if you're able to continue pushing further downward, I will be holding up to this point. However, if anything changes during the course of the week, I'm still going to come on here to come and share an update of how I will be looking at trade if at all anything changes from here. Then the next pair here now is Euro USD. Let's go straight to Euro USD 3-month chart. Euro USD on the 3-month chart too looks very similar like that of GBP/USD. We can see this massive rejection as well if we look at the monthly chart. Now something is cooking here, which if it's going to play out, I'm also expecting a bearish movement on Euro USD. This is a pattern I'm seeing on the 1-month chart, and this is the rising wedge pattern. At least even if price did not come to this point, I'm expecting it to come down to this part. So Euro USD, I'm bearish based on the chart pattern I'm seeing on the hour time frame. Plus we are currently rejecting at a major, though this is a minor resistance, and we can still see that is a resistance on the monthly chart. So it is still very strong. You can see this first rejection, second and third rejection. Let's look at the weekly chart. Weekly charts, previous week we have a bearish engulfing candlestick. This was an inverse hammer bearish engulfing. This candlestick closes as a bullish Arami candlestick, but this Arami is very weak. So in this point here, I narrowed things down to the day chart. It is now from day chart I start to see that price is yet to move clearly to the downside. So we have price pushes up, a retracement, couldn't push up again. We have a lower high similar to what we have on GBP/USD, but this low here, we can't really call this a lower low, because you can see that price closed back at this support level. So as we close here, we're expecting price to pull up. Maybe buyers can regain their strength, but now price starts to just stall around. So from there I can see another chart pattern, which is a symmetric triangle. I already told you I love chart patterns. Those are what I look out for whenever I'm looking to take trade. These patterns here, because of the previous movement we are coming from, I'm expecting it to lead to the downside. So if I'm going to bring my Fibonacci from this high to this low, we can see that we got rejected from 0.5, and that is where we are currently creating chart pattern. So the best way for me to enter Euro USD is when we break below. So if price is able to break below, this is how I'm going to enter this trade. Stop loss above. If you are a day trader or scalper, this stop loss might possibly be too large for you. This is 54 pips, is still okay by me, and my next level target is going to be the next support level, which that is a ratio 7. My first level target is going to be here, definitely. So let's just wait if we can see that break, and then it's going to confirm my sell bias on Euro USD. AUD USD is the next thing in point. AUD USD, sorry, AUD USD, yeah, this is my chart. So 3-month chart, AUD USD here. Currently for me, I'm yet to take a trade because price, we are in a downtrend. You can see my levels. Price is looking like it already break above, but if you look at this week here, whenever we come to this top, we reject, we come here again, we reject. So that is where price has already went to go and test. I'm actually expecting a rejection, should be told. So I'm expecting to sell AUD USD, but for now it is not clear for me. But let's just go to the lower time frame to see what I'm expecting. The monthly chart, the candlestick closed very strong bullish candlestick. Don't be surprised if March comes as a long bearish engulfing. Look at what happened here previously. Look at this scenario. You can see that bullish candlestick as strong as it was. After we make contact with this point, we have this massive surge to the downside. We may have similar things like that too, and price will just drop massively. But I'm not the market mover. We just have to react based on whatsoever price we present to us. I am going to speculate to see how I'm going to position myself for trade opportunity. So on the weekly chart, price is getting exhausted, though the formation of candlestick are still supporting the bulls. Strong bullish candlestick, we get rejected here. Strong candlestick that are already coming up. So this also looking to me now as a rising wedge. Rising wedge at a resistance point is signaling a reversal chart pattern. And not only that, there's something I'm seeing on the day chart that may possibly give us a double top. May possibly, you can see I'm using the word may because it's not yet fully confirmed. That is the first top. We drop down. This might possibly be the second break. Now, if we break here, should I start selling? No, definitely not. On AUD USD, I will be exercising a lot of patience because I need to see price coming back below this point. If for any reason we are still trading around this point, maybe we even break, I started to see massive candlestick, I'm not selling yet because we are still inside of this level. Price may still find momentum and shoot up, but if we are now able to break below and get back inside here, all of these points will be considered to me as a fake out, and even on the hard time frame we are going to have a week at that point. So when we break massively to the downside, I will wait for retest, possibly to look for a mini chart pattern, and I'm going to take a short opportunity. Currently now I'm bearish on AUD USD. Next one is NZD USD. On NZD USD, let's start from the higher time frame. Okay, so NZD USD, we have it also pushing to the downside. This support has really been strong. Price trading between this minor resistance of the monthly chart. You can see rejection from price, rejection here, this massive candlestick. We went up here again, we first get a little rejection. Now the month closed as a doji candlestick. In fact, this the next monthly candlestick might come to complete an evening star candlestick. I'm not a seer, but based on what I trade, if price should give me that, it's not bad. It's going to support what I'm actually expecting price to do. But if price does not do that, I'm going to take whatsoever it plans to do. So if I should narrow down to the weekly chart, on the weekly chart here now, I start to see You can see exhaustion from the buyers. Strong bull candle, weak, 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 weaker, weak. So we are getting the buyers weaker in the market. This is the descending triangle signaling a sell position. Price might decide to push up, but based on what I'm still seeing, I'm seeing that price may want to push downward. And if we are pushing downward, this is the zone I'm expecting price to get to. So on the day chart, we got a double top pattern, but one thing that usually confirms a double top pattern, especially when we want to reverse the market, is that the trend line needs to break. If we fail to break through the neckline, the pattern is yet to be valid. So now we failed to break below, so this is where it has started creating a new chart pattern for me, which is the descending triangle. Price may start selling from here and start selling, but I will actually not look to trade this. I don't like this kind of setup. Or maybe possibly if maybe something stronger now shows up. Okay, let's see. I'm seeing something here. I'm seeing a chart pattern right now. You can see how massively we drop from here. So if we can have, there's another thing I use, which is a counter trend line, alternatively also work as a flag. So we are currently seeing a flag here, so I will patiently wait. I'm not selling here. Trust me, next candlestick might just come and bleed up. I'm not selling here. I will wait for price, come down, maybe dance around, and then we now break. Okay, so if we are able to break from here, I can start looking to sell. You can see this is still swing, 28 pips. My first level target is still going to be this support level. So if price gets here, I'm going to move my stop loss to break even, and overall take profit, I'll be looking at this point. So 4.5 in view on NZD USD. Next currency pair is USD CAD. I think this is actually taking much time than expected. Let's make it more faster, but still explanatory. 3-month charts, the market is bullish. We've been rejecting from this resistance. Buyers are still controlling the lows. We're still controlling the lows. This is a low. This part might possibly be another low for us to shoot higher. So I'm supporting the bulls. On the monthly chart, we can see that price dropped down. We could not go below this last low. We push up, creating a lower high, expecting price to fall more down so that sellers can start dominating, but we can still see that buyers defended this last low. So we have a candle rejection from here. This is a dragonfly doji, indicating that buyers are still active in this market. So price can possibly give us a double bottom right here. For a bullish continuation. But USD CAD, I'm not so much interested on USD CAD. So for now, I will just be looking away on USD CAD because of the kind of structure I'm seeing. And even if I'm going to take a trade, price needs to break through this point. My first level target is too close. The risk to reward here is not okay. So for now, I will take my eye off on USD CAD. Next currency pair is USD CHF. Okay, so USD CHF, I took a trade on this last week. I held that trade for some couple of days and it still went ahead to its stop loss. I'm going to show you that I was actually too early in entering that trade. I was very skeptic when I saw that trade, but sometimes you lack some patience, even when you think, I know what I'm doing, you know what you are doing, but trade still giving you some kind of skepticism, you still enter that trade. Every trader still make that little error, but these are errors that don't come often. But when they come, the market will just have to remind you that don't repeat such. So price has actually gotten to this support level. Before now, I have this level a little bit higher. It was now that I've just been able to adjust it because I was paying attention to something here at my left hand side. So if we go down to the monthly chart, you can see this first rejection. And one thing that is always very difficult is that when you want to catch reversal, I'm trying to catch the beginning of a reversal market. So that is what I'm actually looking out to target. But price kicked me out, but I'm still very bullish on this market. I'm still positioned for a buy trade. So we can see that after we have this long range price break to the downside, and then we start having clustering of prices, buyers and sellers toggling around this point. So I need to see a break now before I can take decision. If we go to the day chart, you can see. So on the day chart, I took my entry somewhere around this point. So price pull up, came down to come and eat me out of that trade. I think my trailing stop actually. Okay, so now I just have to patiently wait more. You can see price is getting exhausted already. So we have this. If you can bleed now, if you break up, I'm going to see a push higher, a retrace, then before we can now confirm the bullish movement. So that is that on USD CHF. I'm kind of bullish here too. USD JPY, I currently have a position on USD JPY. Let's start this analysis from the monthly chart. On monthly chart, you can see that price is pushing up. We have this trend line. In fact, okay, let me increase this more. We have this upper channel and this lower channel. You can see that whenever price comes to make contact with this lower channel, we always find our way to push higher. Let's see that very clearly on the weekly chart. You can see, so I'm expecting a massive movement on USD JPY, a massive movement. If that happens, a massive movement on USD JPY. So whenever we make contact with this low, we go to this high, back to this low, to this high. Now we came back here, so I'm expecting another massive movement to the upside, back to this major resistance 160.80. So that is where I'm expecting price to get to. So on the day chart, there is now a minor channel that is forming along the upward movement. I took a buy trade around here. Let's go to the 4 hours chart. Yeah, after we have the break of this flag pattern, this was a break. We retest. I don't like this kind of retest. Those who have learned from me know that I always say that whenever we don't have a good break, I will not enter that trade. I did not enter this trade, so we push up again. Now we come down. We dip more inside. I identify chart patterns. We break through, enter my trade, stop loss. Now price is trading here. My stop loss for this is currently at break even. I'm here to trade. Now we have this next chart pattern right here. I already take a buy entry. This is not how I have this pattern before. Previously I have it like this, so I took my entry when we have this break, but with how price is reacting now, so I have to adjust it. But I still have my second position around this point. So this is where I'm still targeting. My first trade a ratio 7, second trade a ratio 6. But if we get here, I may be looking to exit fully, because when we get here, I would have already acquired some decent amount of pips. This is ratio 4, this is ratio 3. Approximately together might be giving me ratio 8. So when the market open, we are going to see what the market are for us. So that is that on the major currency pair. And now let's move to gold. A lot of people love to trade gold. I love to trade gold too, only when it's moving clearer. Now gold has started to move clear. You see, something is happening currently now. there is currently a World War III going on. Israel, Iran, and the United States are currently at a battle. Trust me, when the market opens, we might possibly be seeing gold flying higher. Though there were times like that when there was this Pakistan-US war, we expect gold to push up, but gold did not actually push up. It ranged during that period. Don't be also surprised if market does not react, but gold now is clear that we are in an uptrend market. If we go to the weekly chart, if you watch my short analysis that I normally drop on TikTok, you will notice that I've actually dropped analysis on this one, even on silver as well. So let me just put it on day chart. So we can see that we are in a bullish trend. Higher highs, higher low, higher highs will retrace. Then price form chart pattern. You can see how patterns are just forming on the chart. Once you pay attention to them and you can easily identify them, you will make good use of them. So I was actually waiting for a break. Yes, we have that break. I should have taken a buy entry here. I should have taken a buy entry with this candlestick, but the reason why I don't take that is because of this shadow at the top. As if this shadow here is somehow smaller, I would have taken a buy trade right there, and my stop loss will be here. That's about 600 pips on gold. My stop loss will be there, and I'm going to be targeting this point as my first level target and overall level target here. So when the market open now, if it does not react to what is currently going in the world now, we may possibly have some retest, and I'll be looking to catch that retest and join on the gold buy to the upside. So I've missed it from here, so just waiting for another opportunity. If gold will not leave me this time around, because it has done so for me, that I quietly waited patiently and then it just starts spiking upward. I hope you don't repeat that case. Let me get in and also make some money on gold. Next asset is silver. I make an analysis sometime, I think at this point. Yeah, now price has started pushing higher as well, waiting for price to retest. In fact, the silver chart is even more clearer than that of gold. We can see this massive push, retracement. We are expecting another push to the upside. Just simple price action. There's no need to start complicating your chart. The simple things also work. It is not until you mark a whole lot of designs on your chart before you actually know how to trade. So day chart here, price very strong. In fact, funny enough, it was because I was actually very busy. I've been positioning myself for a buy trade around this region. Let me show you where my entry would have been. I missed that trade. Here. You will notice that whenever I make my analysis, I usually bring out chart pattern. This is what I usually look out for when I want to take my trade. This was a support level that I'm expecting to take a buy trade from, and I was having a falling wedge. So waiting for price to just break out. This was a good candlestick break. My stop loss would have been below here, and in fact my exit point would have been here. But for some reason I don't even check the chart. I don't know. For some reason I don't check the chart. So this would have just been a cool trade for me. In fact, I would not even exit here. I know myself, I would not exit. I would have just probably trailed to see how market is going to react, if they are going to still push up. Because on my higher time frame, I'm expecting a buy movement. So now we have to wait for price to retrace. Maybe we can have some kind of a flag, or this candlestick price might repeat it again, and we can still enter a trade setup. Bitcoin, I dropped a very clear and straightforward analysis on this one, I think this past week. So price is still stalling around this point. Yes, I like what it's doing. In fact, if you watch that video, I said we may have price range, and then we break out, and then the pump starts. So I'm still waiting. I'm not trading. Scalpers, day traders might have getting. I don't care until it starts getting clearer before I position myself for trade. I don't need to analyze this. If you want to watch the in-depth explanation on this, just search through my TikTok page. You are going to find that video. S&P 500, this market is currently at its peak. We are trading at the upper channel, so it is not okay to trade a buy. You can see the upper channel serve as a resistance, and you can see how volume has started reducing at that point. Price may drop, price may drop. You can see whenever we come here, we drop a little bit shy away from this point. You can see. Now let's look at something. I love to pay attention to how price has reacted previously. Look at what happened here. Look at this formation and look at this formation. Even though there is a slight difference, one is looking more clearer, one is looking more clumsy, but they are looking alike. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Are we going to have a drop? The market will tell us when it opens. If you want to have a drop, you are going to follow a lower time frame structure of bearish. So a lower time frame structure, you can see buyers are getting exhausted, really exhausted. So we are going to follow a lower time frame structure. Not clear yet. Okay, next let's see the NAS 100. I think similar thing is happening to NAS 100 too. We've actually approached a peak here. Trust me, now we may have a possible downside on this index, and US 30, Japan 225, similar thing. I initially want to take a trade here. You see, traders, learn something. If you watch this video up to this stage, it means that you are really learning something. Now hit that like, it means you are learning something. Some people would have just been off maybe from the first 2 minutes and then they are just off. But if you watch to this extent, it means you are really enjoying. I said I like to trade chart patterns, right? At this point, I saw a chart pattern, and the chart pattern break to the top side. I wanted to take a buy trade. Let's go to the 4 hours chart. I wanted to take a buy trade, but I don't take that trade. Yeah, my entry would have been here. I don't take that trade. My stop loss, I want to put it here, because we are already at this upper point of the channel. So the risk to reward here, if I'm going to exit the trade here, at least my first level target, I love it to be anything from ratio 3 upward, but this is like 1.6. I don't like it, so I just like, oh, let me just discipline myself to let this trade slide. And now we can see that price is currently rejecting at that upper channel. These are things that I've seen in the market. Whenever price is approaching a level of resistance, it's just better, especially when it is too close, it's better not to take that trade and wait for a better opportunity. So here I will still be waiting for a better opportunity on Japan 225. I'm still bullish. In fact, most of the index I'm bullish on them. And lastly, US 30, I dropped analysis on this one as well. You can see that the market is still at this support level. So patience is very important. I saw this market trying to buy, push up. If it was me of previous years, I would have FOMO on this trade, and I would have jumped in on this trade like, no, it's like price already wants to leave me. But then I've already spot my patterns. Until my pattern says yes, I can enter this trade, that is when I'm going to enter that trade. We push up, then we saw this massive drop. I was not surprised, because I've been able to spot that this might likely happen, but this support is still holding, so I'm still bullish on US 30. And that is all for our chart analysis. If you really love this and you don't know how to do this, you can reach out to me via DM. I'm open to one-on-one mentorship, and I also have a course that can guide you if you are a beginner trader and you seem not to, maybe you struggle with identification of chart patterns, or you know chart patterns, you don't know how to make the best use of them. reach out to me in DM, and then we are going to make sure we simplify what you find to be complex. Thank you for the like, thank you for the shares, thank you for following this page, and I'm going to see you in the next insightful video. Peace.